All right, this is the first day of no deal no deal program. And what I want you to look at, if you notice, there's 26 cases numbered 1 through 26, and there's 26 values that are basically represent one of these cases. Now there are a couple things we're going to do a little different, but we're basically going to try to build this game. A couple different things is we're not going to use a penny, we're just going to have two cases that are $1. That just helps us with a little bit. Actually, I think there's a $1 and a $2 cases. And then the other, and we do want to keep the numbers pretty consistent, but they may not match. Another thing that we're going to do a little different is we're actually going to use 27 cases. The reason is while there are 26 cases here, we do pick our first case, making it case 27. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually use the 0 case to keep track of our case to know that. So when we actually pick our first case, for instance, I pick case number 12 here, it moves to spot 12. So the first thing we actually want to do is actually build our board. Okay? So what we're going to do is we need a new program, and we're actually going to need two for it. One, we're actually going to need a class, and we're actually going to call it cases. Now this class will actually work for both sets of cases. Believe it or not, you actually have two sets. You have this set and you have this set over here. They're actually two corresponding cases. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a private int cases. We're going to call it public cases. Notice that this method, it's a constructor method and it has the same name as a class name. They do have to be the exact same. And what this method is used for is constructor global variables. Well, currently we have one which is called cases. So cases equals new int. It's an int, which allows us to keep track of as many integers as we want. So now there's going to be 27 integers in this method. Now, this one I'm pretty much just going to give it to you, and I'm just going to copy from an old one here. Except all these, instead of supposed to be nums, these are all supposed to be cases. So I'm going to sort of cheat and do a, I'm actually going to pause and fix it all. Alright, so here are the cases. Now what I'm going to do is, you don't need to do this. This is just doing it so you can see them all, and I'm just going to give it, leave it. So yours should actually be in a straight line. I'm doing it so you can see them all at once. There we go. And then I'm just going to pause it. Hopefully you pause video now to make sure you actually have every one of these amounts. And it goes up to $1 million. Alright. Now, since this is private, we're going to go to our main class. We actually need two classes here. Deal or no deal main. And this is actually all we're using. This is for testing purposes. Cases test equals new cases. And I want you to see right now, if I run it, it'll actually run, it'll give me a little address. It'll say, hey, here's your cases. Okay, well, I don't want to do that because most people want to do it and see it. Well, what it is, it's called a toString method. So I'm going to come up here, I'm going to go public string toString string temp equals, oops. What I did is for I and actually builds it up here, and what I'm going to do is go temp So basically I'm going to add every case to temp plus space. And now I can actually return temp. And now, even though I didn't change anything here, I can actually see all of my cases and the amounts. If you notice at case spot 1, or spot 0, it is a 0 because I actually never made a case, and this is actually spot 1. So that is actually the goal for day 1, is I've now built all my cases.